Hello and welcome to day 14. We're 2 weeks in to this experience of journaling together. Hopefully you have joined me for a few sessions, and if you're new, I hope that you're enjoying it and will continue to join us. I do want to acknowledge at this point right now that for many of us, this is not an easy process. Some of the things that we hear and we push back are things that we've perhaps never dealt with, past experiences that we would prefer to forget. I want to just say I get it, and I'm aware of that. And my hope in doing this is to support you. I also know that these thoughts, these emotions do not tend to go away unless we gently bring them to the surface. And that was my hope, is to provide an environment that is gentle and gives us permission to allow those thoughts to surface and to translate them from the back of our minds onto language, onto the page or the screen, so that then we can decide what we want to do with these thoughts. In a lot of cases, they're just words that we need to reprogram in our minds. So I wanted to just acknowledge that this is not always an easy practice. And I say practice, and I've said practice, because it is exactly that. It takes time for us to get comfortable with doing this, with becoming a little bit vulnerable, but also in a way that is non-judgmental. So we don't want to judge ourselves. We just want to acknowledge, support, and lift. So with that said, I also want to say that if it is a difficult process for you, and if there's past experiences and traumas that are coming up, that it's very important that you get the support, the proper support that you need. I'm a big believer in coaches, and as a matter of fact, I would love to see a world where everyone has an individual coach, not just athletes, but parents. Gosh, we don't come with instruction manuals, do we? And employees and people in general. We all need coaches to be at our best, right? So I'm a big, firm believer in that. But if this is too much for you at the time, you can also do something that's also very powerful through this medium, this form, and that is to acknowledge other people in your life. You can write about other people in your life. It's really funny. I'm hearing my husband have, now that he's having work meetings here, a different side to him that I wasn't always privy to. He sounds a little bit different, not that much, but there's just this extension, and he's hearing me too through these videos, and he never saw me do this work before. It's usually in a closed group with participants. So this is new for him as well. So we tend to give our best courtesies to people that we don't really know well, right? And because we're comfortable and cozy with the people that we're close to, we tend to be a little less formal and more casual, and sometimes a little not as thoughtful. So this is a really good time and practice to think about someone that you have love for, admiration for, that perhaps you're having conflict with at the moment, maybe, if that's something that's on your mind. You can choose to write about them, even a 3-bullet list of what you admire about them. What do you love about them? What draws you to them? What makes them exceptionally unique in them? And focus on that, and perhaps think of a gesture, a kind act that you can then, after you write about them in that positive way, that you can express to them. That could be really, really beautiful and powerful. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about is the importance of nature during these times. And you can actually, I think something really cool is to, if you can journal near a sunny window where you could see outside, or if you can actually get out to the grass, a grassy patch, or under a tree. It's very beneficial, and the Japanese actually have a term for it. It's called forest bathing, and they believe that it's so holistic and wonderful to reconnect with nature. And that's where the whole bonsai thing came from, actually, is just to get grounded in that way. And the Swedes actually have, this is really interesting, which blew my mind. It's a very small city, maybe 1.2 million people. You can walk from one end to the other in 45, 50 minutes. And in that smallish space, there's over 800 parks. So you could never walk more than 300 meters, and you'll walk into another park. And they know that that's so important for keeping people calm, for helping them to reconnect and to lower stress, lower anxiety. So if you have the luxury, I'm kind of scared to do it myself, but I'm saying this as also a reminder. It's really important to get out to nature and reestablish that connection with the greater world, with the greater earth. So with that said, I want to thank you for following along, and I would love to spend time with you in flow, reconnecting on the page, on the screen. And we're going to start our 5 minutes right now.